Yo, what's good, my fellow deadheads? Your overlord has returned, and you will know we are back for another mighty JJK Phantom Parade video. Did I say your overlord has returned? Oh my gosh, I'm getting out of practice already. Goodness. Anniversary just ended and I'm already slipping up. Anyway, we have a new bi-weekly update, guys. This is the first official bi-weekly update outside of the anniversary, so I would say we're officially done with the anniversary, even though Sukuna's banner is still out for, I believe, 10 or 9 days, and the missions, or his event is out for like another 7 days. I mean, if you haven't farmed it out at this point, please do go back and farm that. My voice is a little hoarse right now. But also, if you haven't farmed that, also make sure you double down on farming that so you can go back through and do the Phantom Metal shop as well. I just did my Phantom Metal video and talked about how many Phantom Metals you can be getting every single time a formidable battle comes out, and right now it is Jogo. And even if you cannot do the S rank SP battle clear, you can still pick up 300 Phantom Metals. So guys, please make sure you're grinding out all this stuff. But we're here to talk about the bi-weekly update, and we're also here to compare how much time it is taking for stuff to come as opposed to how much time it took to come in the JP version. And we'll notice a lot of very cool similarities, and they've actually been just kind of like releasing a bunch of little extra little bits and pieces of information, so we're going to clean up any loose ends here in this video too. But if you guys do enjoy videos like this, then definitely go down below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit the notification bell, and hit the comments so you can let me know what you want to know. And also, guys, since we have so many new story, map, whatever type of events coming up, I will be having a video coming out very soon that is a gem update or a cube update for how many cubes we should be seeing from all the content in between now to Haijo. But guys, let's go ahead and get into the video. Alright guys, first page of the weekly update here. It is showing us all of our banners that we're going to be getting. Y'all know how it goes. It's banners first, then events second, because they care more about your money that you're spending versus what you can grind. It's banners first, events second, and then third is kind of like everything else that is like a new thing releasing, but maybe it's not like a map story. Like map story and memory quest all kind of like have their specific spot in these kind of like notices, right? But you can see we are finally getting green Miwa. Then we're also going to be getting green Mekamaru, who actually is a very good green DPS, who apparently is very good for tower floors in the future, but I'm probably going to skip just because we now know about Haijo, so that is what I want to achieve. Then we also have the Phantom Parade return gacha, I guess you could say, for like green characters, or I think green characters are going to be like rated up, or all the characters are the regular rates, and just Gato and Maki are rated up, which I will admit is somewhat tempting, but my Gato is already A2, and Maki I'm willing to wait for the next standard banner update for. Now guys, before we go over to the next parts of the bi-weekly update, I do want to point out some interesting time periods to you. So I was making the case that probably we're going to see Haijo in August, like a little after August 8th, instead of all the way for our first year anniversary, and maybe our first year anniversary could be synced up, right? So one of the things that makes me not worried, but I feel like kind of confirms, is if you look at the dates of which all these things, or if you look at the time range at which all of these things came out in the JP version comparative to when Sukuna released. On the global version, you'll notice some very interesting dates. So in the JP version, Sukuna released on the 30th of December. Miwa's banner came on the 23rd of January, which is 24 days later. Mekamaru came on the 31st of January, which makes him 32 days after Sukuna. And then Gato, green Gato, not the Gato during the anniversary, just to clear up any confusion. Green Gato's little rerun banner with Maki on it came February 12th, which is 44 days after Sukuna's release. And it's funny how I was talking about, guys, they're probably pushing even harder than like trying to get this to be like a, oh, in the next 6 months we can catch up to here. Like, no, they're probably pushing for the next 3 months. So like literally all this stuff that's releasing from Sukuna, because you gotta think, from Sukuna to the 1.5 anniversary is exactly 6 months. If they were looking to go 2 times as fast, then things would have to be happening at 2 times the rate. Okay, on the global version, you have Miwa coming 12 days after Sukuna's release, as opposed to the 24 days after Sukuna's release on JP. Interesting. Half the time, literally half the number of days, nearly, I guess. No, exactly half the number of days. Then Mekamaru's release comes out 24 days or 32 days later. On the global version, it is 19 days later that the Mechamaru release comes out, which is not exactly half the time. But then if you come back and look at the last thing that they have in the notice list, you can see that this came out 44 days later on the JP version, and it's coming out 23 days later on the global version, which is nearly exactly half of 44. You're literally just up a day, right? But you can see here, just from the start of the events and the end of the events, they still are doing it in like half the time. Even though the middle event is not exactly lined up, the events on the outside, which determine the time bracket, are still matching up. So guys, I feel like every week, the more and more information, or I guess every 2 weeks, since they do bi-weekly updates, every 2 weeks, as we see more and more information, that is going to be more and more clear indicators as to what's really happening and how close Haijo really is. But now we can go over to the next page. We have a map event coming. That's the one with Yaga and Panda like boxing together, and Yaga's like shirtless and they're like training in the woods. Then we have False Hero. So I'd say around these map events, the story events and everything, I was already like long gone playing on the Japanese version by the time this stuff happened. But guys, we got our first Spirit Bash race. Now that I have the English name, I try to say that instead. But we got our first Spirit Bash race during the anniversary. Right after the anniversary would have been the second Spirit Bash race. We don't have any notice for that or anything like that yet. But the second event marathon campaign, I'm pretty sure happened during the anniversary. And then the third one happens whenever Mechamaru releases. So this one right here, since it's coming out at around the same time, no, it's literally at the exact same time. This is kind of matching up with the third event marathon campaign, but this is only our second one. So I'm still interested to see how they're going to try to work in the extra Spirit Bash races and event marathon campaigns. I think that in the next bi-weekly update, we're going to get another Spirit Bash race, and then I think they're going to just be ping-ponging them back and forth. Like, okay, Spirit Bash race, event marathon campaign, Spirit Bash race, event marathon campaign, or they might pause for like a week or something here, or 2 weeks, and then like right before Haijo, they announce another one, and then we're like fully caught up on the Spirit Bash races and the event marathon campaigns at the very least on the by the time Haijo comes out. That's what I'm hoping for. And then you can see here we also have a formidable battle event for SO and Ketchizu. And like I said, I will release the cube guide in a separate video, so be on the lookout for that, guys. But I am glad to see that they're not being, what's the word I'm looking for? They're not being stingy with the event marathon campaigns. Like, they were being stingy with it initially in the first place, in the sense that, yo, we do not have this in the game yet, and we absolutely need this because it's more free stuff. But like, now that we've gotten it, it seems that they do not plan to be stingy with it, and it seems like I said, they're going to be cycling these things out and just keeping dropping it. Because we got event marathon campaign and Spirit Bash race at the same exact time during the anniversary. And yes, it was anniversary, but realistically, they demoted it down to like a half anniversary. It wasn't even a full anniversary. For some reason, to me, half anniversaries never hit like the full anniversary, because it's literally commemorating the game being alive for 6 months versus a year. It's a lot harder to maintain things for entire years versus like months. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But just off memory though, if the values have not changed at all, we should be looking at 20 cubes for this, 40 cubes for this, and then like 1,200 cubes for this, and then like 1,500 cubes for this. So this page right here should be like 2 multis at least, creeping up on 3, but not exactly at 3. Then right here, insane. Then right here, we're getting a new main story released. So we're finally going to be starting the Shibuya Incident stuff, which is really cool, because the Shibuya Incident stuff is, one, where they split up the story modes into 2 separate story modes, and 2, or right before the Shibuya Incident is when they did that, because right now, both of our story modes are still one story on global, I'm pretty sure. Whereas if you look at the global version, or JP version, once you get to like chapter 4, I believe, I think it unlocks the Fukuoka branch, and then you can continue on the different alternate original story, and then you can switch back to the OG story for JJK. And now like the later chapters are like, okay, we fight Mahito in the scene where Mechamaru fought Mahito and got bodied. If you're not watching the anime, that's your fault, bro. And then, you know, you jump right into the Shibuya Incident and shit. So very, very cool. I'm really excited to get that new game mode where we can read everything in English and just see what has changed exactly. We are going to be getting 3,000 cubes. It says claim 3,000 cubes. I do not know if this is going to be a log in and pick up 3,000 cubes instantly, or if this is going to be a login bonus. Actually, no, this might just be a login and claim 3,000 cubes, because this login bonus looks separate. Would they make it seem like you're getting 3,000 cubes and then not say from login bonus and then show the login bonus as a separate thing? Would they do that? I don't know. But if I remember correctly, man, the Shibuya incident was super hype in the JP version, and I remember all the stuff that they had released information on was really crazy too. And guys, I'm gonna go ahead and say before we go start and looking around for all this extra information, unfortunately, I still have not seen anything yet for Curse Sweep Battle being announced or anything of that nature, which is a little disappointing because Curse Sweep Battle literally released I thought it was a week after Sukuna, because Sukuna is the 30th of December, then you go into January, and then Curse Sweep Battle drops on the 21st. So not 1 week after Sukuna, more like 3 weeks after Sukuna, which kind of sucks, but in those 3 weeks after Sukuna when it dropped, yeah, Curse Sweep Battle dropped with the Shibuya incident. So realistically, we should be getting it with the Shibuya incident, and we could see more information as we get a little closer. But the fact that it's not in here at all is kind of crazy to me, because if we scroll through and look at some of the other stuff on the wiki, like you can scroll down far back, like there's nothing down here about Curse Sweep Battle or anything, right? Then you come right here, you can see that we are going to be getting auto battles on Domain Investigation, which came out, I believe right at the end of Anniversary. I actually don't see it. And I know they didn't add it at the start of the Anniversary. No way. It came like a month after. I feel like a month after we was chilling, and then they was like, hey yo, we're gonna do this new update. Shoko releases, new chapter. I'll get back to you guys when I find it exactly. Oh, okay, cool. I literally, as soon as I said I'd get back to you guys, I literally found it. On the JP version, Domain Investigation, autoplay, and Battle Report, which is that thing where you can go into the fight after the fight, or go into the stats page after the fight and see how much damage was done. This did not come until March 21st. This did not come until 3 months after the anniversary, brother. We're getting this at the end of the anniversary. Yo, this is insane, because we literally, by the way guys, my birthday is 9/12, and every time I see 9/12, I'm pretty sure I paradigm shift. I gotta leave a like for this. But literally, we are getting this 3 months in advance. This is about to change the game up so much, because we get double drops on Domain Investigation every weekend. So now, guys, it's even easier than saving all your Domain Investigation runs for 1 day. It's saving them all for 1 day and then pressing auto and letting it sit for however long it takes, like 5-10 minutes, 10 minutes at fucking most. Then coming back and then setting it up to sit again 3 more times. Like, bro, my grind is about to become insanely diabolical, because this just makes it so much easier for me, especially somebody who, because like, bro, people talk about barely doing Domain Investigation sometimes, or skipping out on dispatch, you know, or just little things that are easy to forget. People forget about those. I am a hard grinder, bro. Like, I do this every freaking day, bro. I do not skip out on my Domain Investigations. Sometimes, literally, if I'm missing runs of Domain Investigation, it's not because I'm being lazy and skipping Domain Investigation. It's because I'm being too anxious, and it's Tuesday, and I've already opened Domain Investigation, and I check it, and I'm like, oh no, is this open from yesterday? I don't want to miss a charge. And then I do a run, and then I'm like, fuck, I'm down to run for the weekend. Like, that is how much I grind Domain Investigation. So the ability to just autoplay it 3 months early, bro, I'm over here crying to my God right now. Like, yo, thank you so much. So, like, this is crazy. Then also the other little thing that I saw, this came out 6 hours ago. Yes, we will finally be able to get a screen at the end that shows us A, how much damage was dealt in red, B, how much damage was taken in blue, and C, how much recovery was dealt out to yourself or to allies. Max per turn. So they have total and they have per turn. Oh, I like that breakdown. And then it shows you excess off. So like maybe if you do excessive amounts of damage or healing, that didn't really go to anything, but I would still like to see that, just to see how much, you know, other I did, you know what I'm saying? But like, no, this is really cool. Overview of the key features in the global version of the game, 2. So that says 2 on it. This one says 1 on it. How many more things do you think we're gonna be getting, guys? That says 1, 2. I'm looking over the JP timeline right now, and I'm trying to see, is there anything else that's like super incredible that like looks similar to this kind of update that they could do in advance, right? Because we have material conversion and synthesis happens, right? Which I think that this is just gonna drop with Curse Sweep Battle as soon as it releases. I feel like that'd be a lot smarter. but like autoplay feature added on, new feature added on, right? Oh, as a matter of fact, this was a part of version 1.2.0 or something like that, and they all this stuff. So all this stuff right here could probably be expected. Let me go back to Twitter real quick, guys. We're about to get to the bottom of this shit because they gave themselves away. Literally, this says 1, the other one says 2, which means that this is a part of something else that they are meaning to, I believe, show a bunch of different things for. So I'm gonna go to the JP version. I'm gonna find this actual update by itself, because it seems that they're taking version 1.v.1.2. Whatever the fuck, and breaking it down and trying to be sneaky about it, and they think that we don't remember that this is a thing all patched together. But I'll be right back, chat. Alright, chat, I had to search for like 10 million years. I literally looked on Twitter and on Discord, because on Twitter it doesn't say it was version v.2.1.0, I believe, is the update that I was looking for. But all that update actually introduced was autoplay of domain investigation, battle report, material exchange and crafting, which is still making me think that maybe Curse Sweep Battle is coming and they just haven't said anything yet, because you can't take a notice as the final notice from Billy until it is an in-game notice. That's when you know it's real, right? It also says stuff fixing, so probably just like little minor issues that every single player in the game's not facing, but like, you know, some players randomly run into it every now and then. And then also bonus cubes per day pass for pay to win, which is this. Hold on, I can just open it in my browser. Yep, this right here. So where you usually get the 430 cubes when you buy cubes from the monthly pack, I think, instead of getting, no, you usually get 100 cubes a day. Is it an additional 100 cubes? We'll know whenever it comes to us in English, or whenever Twitter releases another little update about it. But guys, if they drop this as its own little tweet today, I'm definitely, I might go back over this video and just talk about this little trifecta pack right here, because this is a specific kind of like little update pack in itself. But what is this? I'm so sorry, chat. That is the end of the video, but this just piqued my interest. I really love shows about magic and shit like that, which is really funny because, ironically enough, they are wizards in Jujutsu Kaisen. Technically, they are all sorcerers. Literally, they're conjurers or some shit, right? So it's like, this is magic at the end of the day. I love Seven Deadly Sins. I love Black Clover. I love this, but I'm seeing something very interesting here. Harry Potter, MAJP. This looks oh, I don't know if I like the graphics on that. Chat, we might become a Harry Potter main. We might become a Harry Potter main in the future, but I've never watched Harry Potter. But if the game is fun, maybe. I mean, has a weird look to it, but it looks kind of. We're not here for Harry Potter. We're here for JJK. Y'all have an excellent day. That's been your boy DEADMANVINCE. You can go down below the video, leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification button so you can get notified every time the Deadman glides. And you can also comment down below and let me know what you want to know. Peace out, my fellow sorcerers. The Deadman loves you.